without champagne or rum. Achieve success with global.media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with global.media.com. Let's celebrate it with or without champagne.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on another edition of our LinkedIn Positivity Live event. And for us, it's always a privilege to be here and to share the space with each and every one of you. So for you, it might be morning, for some, it might be afternoon, while for those of us in West of Africa, we are in the evening. So whatever it is, the time zone that you are joining us, we want to welcome. We appreciate you and happy Friday. We hope your week has been good. But let me tell you, no matter how your week has been, no matter the experiences you had, no matter the challenges you had to face during the course of the week, but the fact that you are here, that is what is more important because in this space, it's all about positivity, embracing positivity intentionally in every areas of your life, especially from the area of your mindset. Because if there's one thing that we believe in, it's your mindset equal your life set. And the mindset you nurture is the mindset that nurture the life that you live today. So welcome once again. We appreciate you. Please drop in the comment section. Tell us where you are joining us from so that we can shout you out and let the world know that you are here with us today. In this community, one thing that we do is we shine the light on ourselves, on each other. For every one person who coming to join us live, if you're on the backstage in the comment section, we shine the light on you. We let the world know that you are here with us so that the world can see you and celebrate. For us, one thing we believe is our community is our celebrities. Every one of you who are joining us on our events, Friday in, Friday out, you are our celebrity. You mean so much to us. We love you. We appreciate you. And we cannot wait to amplify your voice, to amplify your message, to amplify your comments, and let the world see you and know that you are here. Now, this community is a global community. We have people from all over the world join us, from different continents in the world. And we connect people to people. We connect countries to countries. We connect continent to continent with the power of positivity. We have Leanna with us in the building. Yes, Leanna says, hey, everybody, happy Friday. Yes, Leanna, happy Friday to you. So good to have you. Welcome. I trust your week has been great. And for the fact that you are here, it's going to even get better. Why? Because positivity is in the building. Amazing. I know there are so many comments in the app right now, but the comments are not showing up on the stream so that we can fight. Please keep dropping the comments. Tell us where you are joining us from. We want to know. We want to know. Are you from the US? Are you from the UK? Are you from Nigeria? Are you from Ghana? Are you from South Africa? Are you from Poland? Are you from Australia? Tell us where you are joining us from. And today is another empowering conversation that is centered on positivity. Because everything we do here on the stage is all about spreading positivity to every corner of the earth. 1 million people at a time. For those of us who were with us last year, it used to be one person at a time. But as the year comes in, the vision has changed. It's no longer one person. It's now 1 million people at a time. Why? Because we are fully embracing the power of the media house. By doing online events like this, we can reach out to millions of people at a go. And for us, it's in mind that everyone embrace the power of positivity in every day of their life. All right, we have Lisa in the building, Mr. Fabik. She's saying happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, Lisa. Thank you so much for being an amazing support in this community. We see you, we appreciate you, we love you, and want you to know that you mean so much to us. All right, we have Linda Maya all the way from Canada. Hi, everyone. She says, Linda, thank you so much for being an amazing support system, people in this community. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, guys, if you are joining us live, please keep dropping your comments. We want to know that you were there. We want to celebrate you. And we want the world to know that you are also here with us. And for those of us on the LinkedIn platform, help us share this event, repost it, share it on groups, invite somebody, tag somebody, let them know that we are live already. The Positivity Live Show that happens every Friday. Every Friday. It's been like this for over 3 years now, where we show up every Friday just to bring the positivity, just to energize, to inspire, to motivate, and to make people feel alive. Beyond just motivation, but embracing that lifestyle that bets possibility for everyone. So thank you so much, Linda. We appreciate you. Halloween is in the building. Halloween Payet says, hello everyone. I'm joining you from Regional Island. Grateful to hear from you. We are grateful to hear from you too. Thank you so much for being here with us. And Halloween, we hope your week has been great. We appreciate you. And let's keep the comment coming. A lot of parties said grateful to hear from you. Yeah, it's always about gratitude to be able to do this, to come on media, to use StreamYard, to use LinkedIn, to use YouTube, and to have a one-on-one conversation with us, despite the fact that we are all thousands of miles apart. But here we are, still connected, still being together. All right. Leanna says, thank you. Great to be here, turning in from Minnesota. Yes, Leanna, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Yes, Lisa said we appreciate you too, Zion. Thank you. Happy to see you, Annie, on the screen as well. It's so powerful, to hear kind words and to know that our community are here with us. All right, we have the amazing Sterling Green in the building, the father of mindset. It talks a lot about mindset and how it can shape on our life and how it can help us become better individuals. Sterling Green, say greetings, Annie, Zion, and everyone. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. We appreciate you. I love the smile on the profile picture. It reminds me of myself. Thank you for being with us, Mr. Sterling. We have Obia in the building. Obia is saying, hello, people. Hello, Obia as well. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. And Alvin say, you are welcome. All right, you are welcome to Alvin. We celebrate you. And let me give you all a round of applause. Yes, that's for every one of you who are here today. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. We can do so much on this space. One thing we love it, we don't just come here to have conversation that impact. We also come here to learn, to have fun, and just enjoy the power of the moment. Why? Because to be able to share moment with people like you who are in the comment section, it's precious, it's very powerful. And that's why for us, we do not take it for granted. We take out that time to call out your name, to tell you how much we love you, to celebrate you because it means so much to us. Because what we do here, we are people centered. It's always people before profit. We think about people. We love people. We support people. We appreciate people. And that's why we are celebrating especially. All right. Lisa is saying, Leslie Flowers, happy Friday. Big shout out to Leslie, who is always helping us amplify all our events. Thank you so much for all you do. We appreciate you. And Uncle Mike is in the building. Uncle Mike says, Zion smiles like someone who knows they are the main character. And the rest of us are just looking to be in the background of the photo. No, we are all the main character. We are all the main character. We are all part of the photo. But then we all express ourselves differently. For me, one way I express myself so much is the ability for me to smile and shine my teeth so much. Sometimes I do this unconsciously, but then because I'll be able to embrace the power of positive lifestyle, it affects everything I do. My smile, my relation with people, my communication with people. That's what the power of positivity can do for you. Now, today's conversation is stay positive to stay possible. Yes, it's a very powerful conversation. I told you, as the topic says, stay positive to stay possible. It simply means for every possibility you want to see in your life, the foundation, the catalyst for you to be able to see the possibilities you want to see is the ability for you to stay. We all have challenges. It does not matter who you are, it does not matter your skin color, because challenges is not a respecter of people. Challenges does not respect people and say, oh, because you have gotten to this financial level in life, you're not going to experience challenges. Or because you are black or white, you're not going to experience challenges. No, challenges is part of the life journey. We all experience challenges. Challenges have stopped us, that try to discourage us from our possibilities. But one thing that can energize us and push us towards achieving this is the ability for us to stay positive so we can stay positive. Yes, Uncle Mike dropping more comments saying any has that respect power where he looks wise even when he says nothing. Powerful. Like the silent came with its own PhD in deep thought. Indeed, whenever you listen to Mr. Amy, it's always deep thought. And even if he's not saying anything, he says a whole lot, but he will stay in court. So thank you so much, Uncle Mike, for amplifying that about Mr. Amy. It's always powerful. Indeed, stay positive and stay above the ground. Powerful. Now you can see it's already coming in. And for anyone, you want to be part of the stage, you want to join us, you want to be part of the conversation, you want to share and maybe contribute and say something about our conversation today, I'm dropping the link in the comment section right now so that you can be able to join us and be part of those stage. Now, we send out this special invitation to everybody to come and share. Why? Because over time, we've seen, we've experienced, and we've encountered that everyone has something unique to say. Everyone has value to give. Everyone has something special. Your perspective is not my perspective. Your take is not my take. Your insight is not my insight. But the ability for us to bring different insights, different perspectives into the conversation, it is what makes the conversation what it is. That's where meaningful conversation really happens. When every one of us bringing our $2 billion set, $2 billion nugget, $2 billion, wisdom, and then we bring it together, we can be able to have meaningful conversations. So for anyone out there, you want to join us on the backstage, you want to sit with myself and Mr. Any on the stage like this so you can share with the world how staying positive can help you stay positive. Feel free, click on the link. We'll be so happy, we'll be so glad to have you on stage with us. And peradventure, you don't have a good lighting or you don't want to see your background because where you are, it might not be so comfortable for you to show as a background. You can take off your camera. As long as we can hear your voice, we are good to go. And I know that there are thousands of people out there in the world who are waiting to hear what you have to say. Because what you have to say has the power to encourage somebody, it has the power to inspire, it has the power to motivate people, it has the power to become a catalyst for somebody to find hope, to find faith, and to find joy in living their life again and again. So I encourage you, don't be shy. It's a free space, a space where you're seen, a space where you are heard, and a space where you are important. But before we dive into the conversation proper, we are going to introduce ourselves. Like I said before, we amplify our voices, we amplify our voice, and we tell people what we do. Yes, for those who don't know me, maybe you are seeing me for the very first time. My name is Zion Enohira. As you can see in the screen, I have to put out also you can see very well. Yeah, this is a positive energy, a man on a mission to spread positivity to every corner of the earth. 1 million people at a time. For me, I believe that everyone has the capacity to stay positive. But the reality is not everybody is able to stay positive. So what I do, I coach you and mentor you on how to intentionally embrace positivity every day of your life. And another thing I do is I host online events. For me, it's all about supporting people, it's all about helping people. Because from our journey, we come to discover that there are many persons out there. They have value to give, they have something they want to share with the world. You have a business, you have an organization, but then your voices are not being amplified enough. So what I do with my event is I amplify people's voices with our event. So we host events personally for you or for your business. You want to take your message to the right audience, to the right people, to your target audience. Feel free to reach out to me so we can host events together We put the event, we do all the logistics, and then we reach out to the people who need to reach out. Our event is changing a lot of things. Things are changing because event is making wave, and together we can do so much. So that's what I do. I'm gonna pass the mic to my co-host. See, my other co-hosts are not here. Any Isa Leia, they're not here, but it's since their regards. I call them the best thing in the world. Why? Because they are being a support system, and this event holds because they are always here. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you've heard Annie before. I know you've seen his face, but today I want you all to join me to celebrate him. If you can drop in the comment, Annie will love you. That would be so powerful. Just drop in the comment, Annie will love you. It's one way for us to remind him how much we love him, to hear him speak, share his nugget, his stuff with us, always express. So, Mr. Annie, this is from all of us. We love you. We appreciate you. These guys, keep dropping the comment. Let's tell Annie how much we love him. It just any we love you can go along with. But if you have extra to add to it, just to help us celebrate his uniqueness, just to help us celebrate how good he has been. We used to call him the godfather of playing culture. But now he's not the godfather of online events, but because he has done event again and again and again. And he's a huge example to us all on how we can make impact from where we are. Mr. Annie, thank you so much. We appreciate you. I'll pass the mic to you so you can tell us about yourself.
I'm humbled. Have I gone red yet? I'm blushing, I'm sure. I don't know. Well, thank you for your kind words, Mrs. Z. Thank you so much. Wisdom, I see you as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we'll come to your question, Mark. I do see your question, my friend. We'll come to that in good time, I'm sure. Look. So I'm still Annie, the Annie that you know, the Annie that you love. Thank you. I guess I take it. We're friends, so there's love between us, right? So I have no problem with that whatsoever. Look, I'm enjoying my days. Wisdom, stop it, Mike. That's more like it. Anywho, says Mike. I called myself Ernest Smith yesterday. Don't ask me why. I didn't want to fill in the form. Anyway, so I'm still doing what I do best. I'm living the dream every day. Yes, I have to work. So my latest work, which ties in with our topic today, Mrs. Z, is my author speakers conference. That's what I was going to do for a long time. We've got a date, 26th of February. I'm going to bring 5 authors to come and speak on stage. It's a paid event on Zoom. And the challenge it's an opportunity for the authors to become paid speakers. So I'm going to pay them to come and speak on a stage in front of us. So they do look out for the tickets. Of course, I'm going to send you all the link. Tickets, they're $10. Maybe $12, £10, right? And it's about giving, those speakers the opportunity to share their message and to inspire us. I guess our first topic is why we write. So as I'm planning that, as I do my work on my day job, and of course I'm still writing books and publishing books and making my authors bestsellers at the same time. But I think I love the work I do. And I am most positive about it. So when I start sharing soon, I will obviously give you examples of when things are right. Mike, when does Annie wake up? Today, 4 p.m. UK time. What's that? 11 a.m. Eastern. But I didn't go to sleep until 11 a.m. In the UK time. So I had 5 hours sleep, and here I am. And I'll be here till morning. It depends when I go to sleep, Mike. Sherry, how are you doing? Welcome. So Sherry says you're going to do more speaking at events, coming up. So we'd love to hear all everyone's thoughts. The link is in the chat. If you want us to send you the link to your DM, just put it in the chat here. It's link, please, and I'll send it. Zion and I will work out how to send you the link, right? So do join us. As I can't wait to share some insights on the topic. Or maybe more important, I can't wait to hear Zion's insights into our topic today. Mrs. Z, back to you, my friend. You're on mute. Yeah, unmute. Yeah, unmute yourself first.
The tech can be so funny. I'm trying to mute and then boom, come back again. I mean, it comes back again. I'm like, okay. Now, when you host event, these are the background that we go through that you have to experience some technical glitches. But then, that's why we are here to learn and just to move forward with the conversation. Thank you so much, Mr. Ely, for introducing yourself, telling us what you do, why you impact people through speaking events and also through book writing. I could resonate with you when we say it's about helping people. Everything we do revolves around people, and the ability for us to put people at the center of everything we do is very key, and it's a major game changer. Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. So I'll find some other comments who are coming in the video. We have Professor Rosanna Izenekwe. I hope I'm pronouncing that last name correctly. He said, hello, Enya Zion. Happy Friday. Hello, Professor Rosanna. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank you for being a big supporter and for being part of our amazing community. Now, diving in deeper into the topic today, stay positive to stay possible. For me, embracing positivity as a lifestyle has helped me see and has helped me embrace positivity or use it as a catalyst to become a compass for my life. So, in other words, positivity is a compass for me. It directs me, it leads me, and it gives me a sense of direction of what to do, how to do it, when to do it, who to do it, and where to do it. So, it's very, very important that we as individuals begin to see positivity as a compass. Because when it becomes a compass in your life, it helps you see where you are going. Take for example a sailor. I'm not a sailor, but I've watched. For anyone a sailor who is steering a boat, a ship. Sorry, the ocean is so big, the sea is so big. But at the end of the day, because they have the compass, it helps them to properly navigate the ocean. So that's the same way positivity is. Because the world is so big, things happen, challenges happen. You meet with different people with different mindsets. You experience different things at one point of the time in your life. But then for me, in the midst of all those things I experienced in my life, what has become a source of direction that has helped me stay positive, to stay possible, is the ability for me to see positivity as a compass. As a compass, to direct me in the midst of the challenge. And positivity for me is not denial. Because a lot of people, they think when you deny what is happening, that's why you are positive. When you deny that, oh, this happened to me, this is going on in my life, oh, that's when you are positive. For me, I see that as toxic positivity. When you deny the reality, when you deny what is really happening, when you deny that you are going through this at a particular point in your life, there is no need for denial. But the ability for us to fully embrace what we are going through, the ability for us to see and realize, yes, this is happening to me, this is already going on in my life. But then, what's the way forward? What can I do about it? How can I improve this? How can I change my approach towards this? For me, that's positivity. It's not denial, but it's direction. We are not denying the fact that this is happening to you in your life currently, but then it serves as a compass that directs you in going the right path and pushing to the right direction. Staying positive to stay possible for me. It's a topic that is so dear to my heart because I believe that for every possibilities you want to see in your life, I don't care what it is, it all starts from the mind. The ability for you to envision and see that it's possible, that's what makes it possible. The ability for you to see that the dream you have, no matter how big it is, the vision you have, the goals you have, no matter how big it is, but to see that it is possible, that's when it can be possible. I've been at the junction in my life where I had to go through a challenge, a difficult season. But in the midst of the difficult season, I was still filled with optimism. I was filled with joy. I was filled with a sense of there is a way out of this. I can make it. No matter how tough it is, there's hope for me. Now that thought alone really encouraged me, really pushed me, and helped me to overcome that particular challenge I was going through at that point in time. Imagine at that time where I was going through these challenges, all I could tell myself, oh, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, I cannot do this, there is no way out of this. There will not be way. Because I've confessed it, because I've not seen the way, there will not be way. But if there's one thing I enjoy about being a positive person and embracing positivity every day of my life, it has really helped me see that even when I physically does not see a way, in the eyes of my mind, there are way. Because most times, positivity, as much as we embrace, we accept the reality, but with the eyes of our mind, we see the possibilities that might not be manifested itself physically right now, but then we see that it is very, very possible. You know, the reason I love that I say positivity starts from the mind. We can choose to be positive every day. Indeed, very profound. For me, I will always say this, for those who have heard me again and again, when your mind is set, your life is set. It's that simple as that. Some persons might think, whoa, it's too straightforward. Yes, it's straightforward when you begin to embrace positivity. When your mind is set, your life is set. If positivity can only bet positivity, and negativity will always bet negativity. There is no way you are having a negative mind and you're expecting a positive outcome. It does not work like that. For those of us who are used to agriculture, maybe you have farms, when you plant an orange seed, you do not expect a mango fruit from it. It's not possible. When you plant a mango seed, you do not expect an orange fruit. An orange seed brings orange fruit. A mango seed brings a mango fruit. That's what our mindset is. Garbage in, garbage out. What you feed your mind is what it gives. What you tell yourself, what you embrace is what you become. So that's why for me, embracing positivity, it's a mindset that brings you to the realm of possibility. It brings you to the reality you want to see. It brings you to that place of life where your dreams becomes your reality. Now, staying positive is a state of mind. It's a reality. Remember, I said it's not in denial. So, even in a state where you are staying positive, challenges will come. Difficult times will come. In fact, at those times, you might even feel like giving up. You might feel like, oh, I'm tired. I cannot hold on anymore. Let me throw in the top. But the ability for you to stay positive, to remain positive, helps you to achieve that possibility, helps you to achieve those dreams and visions that you want to see. Challenges are not signs of failure. When people go through challenges, they think because they are not strong enough. That's not true. In fact, it's even the strongest that goes through the challenges. It's even those who are ready to move to the next level that go through challenges. Those who are ready to move to the next phase of their life. Those who are ready for growth. Because at the end of the day, growth comes when there are challenges. Growth comes at those seasons when there are challenges, at those seasons when you feel like, oh, things are not going the way you want it to see. If there's something else again I've learned about staying positive to stay possible, is the ability for us to control what we can control. Yes, you might not be able to control the outcome of your life. You might not be able to control the things that are happening around you, but you can be able to control your attitude. You can control your effort. You can control your consistency. A lot of people go through challenges and they want to be in control of the happening. They want to be in control of the environment. It's okay not to be in control. You cannot control the external factor, but one thing you can control is you. How do you react? How do you respond? Your attitude, your efforts, your thinking. These are things that you can control. And that's why it's very important for us to stay grounded, to stay positive, to remain positive. And then when we be in that place of positivity, we can only bet the possibility what we want to see. And for me, there's one thing I've learned again in my journey. It's positivity is a responsibility that you have to take, a responsibility that you have to hold by yourself. So beyond just, oh, it's a lifestyle, it's a mindset that you embrace, it's a responsibility that takes intentional discipline, that you are disciplined enough to be able to embrace it. It's key and it's very, very important. There's a whole lot to share today, but thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us. We appreciate you. I'll quickly pass the mic to Mr. Ennis so he can share with us his thoughts on this as well. So, Mr. Ennis, the mic is yours.
I see our friends are here in the studio, and I'm always going to give our friends a chance to speak first, and then, like I said, I love to hear from you and learn from you. So I'm going to pass the mic to Alavine. Welcome, Mike. Of course, we see you. So, Mr. Wisdom says, positivity starts from the mind. We can choose to be positive every day. We certainly can, my friend. I also want to welcome Victoria Victor. We can't see her in the comments, but she is here. So welcome, Victoria. Thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, you can't comment, but you give us your time. We appreciate that. Okay, let's get welcome to Mike. Sorry, Mike. I hope I didn't take you off stage, Mike. I don't know if I did. I might have done. Now there's two Zions. Yay! There's two of you, Mrs. Z. Alavine, how are you?
Hello, I'm getting better. And what about you guys? It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a joy to have you join us, and we always love your shares. So I'm gonna DM you about an event on Monday. You're not in US, but I tend to do my US friends, but I'll make sure I invite you, Alavine.
Okay.
So, anyway, share with us. Share with us now positivity and staying positive to stay possible. Well,
So,
what does that bring up for you?
so according to me, it just to me, um, if I take a decision from my mind, it means almost nothing. So in general, my positiveness burns, if I can say, from my heart. And according to me, just I think I have this need, to be aligned. So my mind and my heart need to be aligned. Let me give you a pretty simple example with English. Let's say 2 years ago, I hated English. Okay, it was a language I really hated, and one day, because I started to be coached by someone who really loves this language, and overnight I felt this love growing inside of my heart for English. And right after that, my brain followed this lead from my heart. And I don't know how I did so, okay, but I learned English very fast. As soon as let's say I feel this love inside of my heart for English. I was able to run very fast and speaking in English for hours, even if it was difficult for me to pronounce words correctly, etc. But I said that because before that, I tried very hard to learn English from my mind because I said I need English for my professional life, for this, for that. I tried to convince myself to make a decision from my mind, and it was impossible. And that is the only example I give here. But for everything in my life, if I just take a decision from my mind, it's like, no way, no, I don't understand. I need to have my heart understands first. And when my heart leads, my mind followed it. I don't know how it does work for me, but for me, positivity starts from my heart, in the secret of my heart, and my mind will follow eventually when I really understand let's say, the input and the output of everything. I have to gain, if I can say. But even if I have nothing to gain except the well-being, the positivity of being good or doing whatever I have to, it's enough for me to have this discipline, this motivation, everything. And that's my take. Because I also think that, when we say we have to be positive, but if we are just positive like that, without how I can I say that, I don't have really, I don't really have words to express that for the moment. But we need to be careful, because sometimes when we are just positive and we don't try to see the reality, yeah, I will say that like that. If we um, are positive but we don't see the reality, we are just delusional. Okay, we are like, oh, I'm positive, my challenges don't exist for example. That is being delusional. We need to be aware that we have challenges, we have problems, okay, issues, but we have also to understand that every challenge, every pain, every issue we have to face, is to give us some experiences or to force us to change our perspective. Because sometimes we have this perspective that everything is black or white, but sometimes everything is maybe a little pink or a little red or a little green. And sometimes we need to go through some challenges or some issues or some bad days, just to see everything not just with one lens, through one lens. And I think we just need to know why we are doing what we are doing, and also to trust God. That is my thought. And also to trust that we are able to do things when we are willing to put the effort. Because being positive, to stay positive, so to stay positive, to stay positive, I think it's something like that. Sorry if I mispronounce or I miss say things. I think it's something we need to let's say go through and really so I lost my idea, sorry. But I don't think we can be positive by ignoring everything around us, and or by saying, oh, this experience means nothing, I don't need that. We don't know what we need. But for sure, lives will always bring to us whatever we need to stay positive. It is, let's say, sometimes we need to learn how to be positive, how to stay positive. And we need to see the difference between being positive, let's say, positively speaking, and the difference between that and also being positive, even if we have to face challenges without being delusional. That's my take. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. I mean, so much wisdom you share there, my friend. So much wisdom. I say, and Neil says, indeed, the positive attitude always pays a big dividend. It always does. So much like you said, Levine, I think it's a heart thing, right? And it's a thing we feel in our heart. It's a way of looking at a way of being. So when we keep saying a way of being, like, it's something in our soul, positivity. It's not just smiling every day. It's not just thinking positive thoughts. So you mentioned all the things that are involved. You have to trust yourself. You have to put the effort in. And say, delusional. I don't know. I think when we're thinking, I think we can afford to be delusional. But I think that there comes a time when reality has to hit, right? And then we have to take the right steps. That's positivity, right? When we bring it all together, as you say, we do
Yeah,
things faster, we learn faster. We
yeah,
achieve more quicker. That's the reality. I guess the trick is for many people, they hear us say this every day. They're like, oh, here they go again. and they struggle to put it all together, Alavi. They struggle to live in that alignment you mentioned. And that alignment is it's so important. Like, if you're not doing what makes your soul, your heart sing, it's harder. It takes longer. More chance you'll give up, right? Because when you're truly aligned, when what you're thinking, what you want to do, what you want to happen, it aligns and fits with what you love, what you're willing to put effort into. The world's a happier place because everything's just easier. That's why Zion and I and our team bang on about positivity all the time. But thank you so much for your share. Well, I appreciate you. And hopefully people will learn from you as well. LinkedIn user, I love it. And there's so many LinkedIn users in our world. Which one is this? Is this Christiana? Is this Annie? Is this Luz? Which LinkedIn user is this? Please put your name in the next comment. That way we can welcome you properly. So I'll pass the mic back to you, Mr. Z, to introduce Uncle Mike, as you call him. Zion, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear you now perfectly.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Eni, and thank you so much, Alovin, for that great contribution and the insights for your thought you shared. It's so powerful to have different perspective and to have people come from different angle. That's what made the conversation, interesting, and because it's all about people. All right, Uncle Mike, I know you're ready, and we have to go. Thank you so much. I'll yield the mic to you now.
Thank you so much, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. We can hear you.
I was taking notes as the rest of the folks up on the stage were talking, and the thing that I really was struck by is about positivity, allowing us possibility. Is I think often we don't believe that positivity is a choice, and it is. And I am always going to tie it into the mindset of scarcity and abundance, because we can't have abundance if we don't have positivity, because positivity is sort of directionally, right? So positivity is going to attract, negativity is going to repel. So when we're talking about possibilities, what does that really mean? I mean, that's all built into relationships. And if we are repelling people or energy, we're not going to be successful. So I think that's really important to remember. Positivity provides a path forward. Negativity will drag us down. And then something I've really come to, and I've actually written songs on this, is that we can choose to be victims or victors. In positivity, we are victors, and in negativity, we're victims. And that victim mindset can really, really affect how we live life. My favorite life verse is, "Life happens for us, not to us." That saying itself is directionally positive. And I agree with everyone that said we will run into life challenges. We are not promised a rose garden, but it's how we respond and how we react to those challenges. And again, I think we have to take an honest look at that, but then choose to embrace a mindset of positivity, so that we have a way forward, because otherwise we either get stuck or even worse, go backwards. And then finally, to touch on what Alvin said, I think positivity is part of, from a metaphysical perspective, is part of what love is. And as we apply love, not only do we receive it, but we actually receive, as someone else mentioned, I think it was wisdom, that we receive dividends. and we receive it back in spades. And the other thing I wanted to mention, and I had actually posted about Zion, smiling is actually contagious. So I agree with the men that we have the responsibility to be positive. And that responsibility is actually, and I came to this recently, is if we shrink away from expanding our lives in positivity, in love, we actually rob those around us of our potential. Getting back to possibility, if we're robbing other people of that positivity, or if we're we're robbing ourselves, but we're also robbing them. And I think that's about it for my share this Friday.
All right, powerful. Thank you so much, Uncle Mike. I love the first point you made that says positivity pushes us forward and negativity drags us backward. So that's very profound. And that's why this topic is here today. Staying positive to stay possible. That when we embrace positivity, it pushes us forward to the possibility that we want to see. But then what negativity does, it drag us backward to impossibilities. And I love that you brought that, you spotlighted that point into the conversation, because people needs to hear this. It needs to hear it. And something you said positivity is love. The more you share it, the bigger it becomes, the higher the ripple effect, and it becomes contagious for as many persons who embrace it. Because as we embrace positivity, there is need for us to share positivity. There is need for us to share it. There is need for us to pay it forward. Because there are people who do not even know how to. Yes, they've heard it, but they don't even know how to embrace it. But because we have become an epitome of it, because we have chosen it as a lifestyle, we express it, and by expressing it, we teach people on how to embrace positivity intuition. Thank you so much, Uncle Mike. It's always great to listen to you, and how the wisdom you bring, the powerful nugget and insight you share, it's always profound. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Mr. Eni, are you ready to share now?
Always been ready, my friend. I've always been ready. I just love to give our friends who come on stage the opportunity, that way they're not waiting too long. Listening to us, because they've always got something like genius to share as well. Look, I could start in many places. I said, like you, Mrs. Z, I love the idea of that Mike said, that positivity is love. Essentially, positivity is love for yourself. It's love for our community. It's love for the world. It's love for the world in terms of the people in the world, but also how the world works. So then I might go down and say that the root of that saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. I remember seeing that one day thinking, what's that mean? And eventually I learned the meaning, and the meaning is simply that, if we think we can, positivity, we tend to get it done. It tends to happen, right? Because if we think we can't, negativity, that happens too. Whatever we want does not happen. That's the reality of life, and it took me a long time to realize that's a true reality. See, many of us, we have positivity. Of course we do. We can think positively. So, Liana, I see you said negativity breeds negativity. It really does, and positivity will do the same. It really, really does, right? You see, I think one of the challenges we have, Mrs. Z, is that, as I said this in Stanley's room, the Power Thinking event on Wednesday, it's easy we can all be positive when things are going well, right? We really can. It's good. We can smile, we can be happy, we can laugh, we can think good thoughts. It's when things are not easy that we let ourselves down. Truly, let me give you a few examples, right? Which I think elaborates on the whether you think you can or you can't thing, right? So I walked into this house. I'm not at home at the moment. I'm in one of I'm across the country in the UK, literally coast to coast. I've gone from southeast to southwest, beach to beach, right? Now, I remember I walked into this house on the 27th of September, thinking I'm going to come here, paint the house, and leave, right? It's a 5-bedroom house. So you've got 3 floors, dining room, kitchen, bathroom, and a living room. So we have essentially what's that? So there's 5 bedrooms and 4, and so there's 9 rooms altogether, and so big hallways, right? Floor to ceiling, it's very high. So I thought, okay, it's going to be hard enough to kind of paint that house. But when I walked in, Mrs. Z, I saw a disaster. I saw a mess I've never seen before. The house was full of rubbish. Some of the rubbish was feces, dog feces, contagious. Every room was full of rubbish from floor to ceiling. I remember I walked in and I thought, like Alvin said, I think that you said it as well, Mr. Z. We can't just delude ourselves, right? I remember I walked in and I thought, I had to do Paulette show. So I set myself my computer up. I was thinking, as I was doing the event, I'm thinking, how am I going to get this house done? How? Where am I going to sleep? Where am I going to eat? Every room was full. So in those moments, it's very easy to get down on yourself and think, I will never get this done, so I give up. No, I don't do that. But I got my head around this, and I think I fast forwarded straight to what is the house going to look like at the end. This is lessons I learned from a mindset coach. It's lessons that people will learn from Mr. Z as a positivity coach, right? You have to find a way to have the big vision of what you want, and then you have to create the steps to make it happen. September in a January, end of January, where we are now, right? So that's months and months and months of me spending good money to get this house back in order. Me spending time away from home while still working, while still doing my events, while still doing my books, while still doing stuff, right? Now, but I had to have that mind shift that you'll get it done. Just do the right things day by day. Of course, some days like today, I wake up late, but I didn't wake up late. I went to sleep late, so I woke up when I'm going to wake up, right? But I think we dwell on that 1% of doubt. Don't dwell on that 1% of doubt. Believe in you. Believe in your God. Believe in the universe. Believe in the power of steps. Just take the right steps forward every day. Just do the right thing. So my house is nearly done. I'll be out of here in a month, and every room is looking bright, and the house, it's a new kitchen, new bathroom. I'm saying, take the right steps, my friends. That's all I had to do. I didn't let myself get overwhelmed. I didn't stop for a second and think, I can't do this. I cleared the room, made the bedroom, made it somewhere I could work from, cleared the kitchen because I had to eat the next day. And from there, step by step, here we are, right? Now, this morning, the reason I went to sleep late is because I have this conference I'm organizing for the end of February. Again, you can think, I've got a conference to do. There's so many things to do. What if it doesn't work? No. I had a vision in my head of 150 people on our Zoom conference. I have this vision of my speakers delivering amazing messages, inspiring messages to the audience. And because I can see that picture in my head, all I have to do, Annie, is take the steps. Annie, take the steps. In other words, create a speaker agreement, create a sponsors agreement, send them off to the speakers and the sponsors. Buy a Zoom membership. I've done that already, right? And start marketing the event. I have 4 authors out of 5 that I want. I'm saying that all I have to do is just take the steps. I could have left the conference and said, I'm going to delay it again into April, into May. But no. Why? Do what you have to do now. Put the effort in, as Alavin said. And when you put the effort in, things accelerate. Even the things you don't know how you're going to do them, without positivity, you're not going to do them. With positivity, the gods help us. With intentionality, the gods give us what we want. That's positivity for you. Look, now maybe I could talk all day about this point. Of course I could, right? But let me end on this point. See, we need to learn how to live with positivity. I speak to you now only because I spent time and money with my mindset coach. I know some of the pitfalls. Let's say is when something goes wrong, that we lose our positivity. And we don't even realize that we are losing our positivity, right? Let me give you an example of why I say that. What day was it? Well, Friday, right? I think Tuesday, I messaged one of my clients. I'm like, you haven't paid your invoice for December. Thinking you say what he says, which is, I've just paid it, right? I'm like, so I had to message him and say, your payment failed. I can see it failed because I'm looking at my payment system, right? My invoices system. So I went away from my computer. I came back, and my client replied, I've sent you a message on email, Annie. Right? Now I'm thinking, what's that message? Is that message saying, oh, let's break up. I can't afford you anymore, Annie? Our work's come to an end. That's it. I'm not going to pay you, but, and I can't afford to pay you going forward, right? I thought about it and I thought, there's no point me thinking about it, right? No point me doing what we do as humans, what we call automatic negative thoughts. Ants. We all have ants in our brain, right? So I thought, just look at the email. That's the only way I'm going to know what's an email, right? Open the email. The email explained, look, we're having problems. We're having cash flow problems right now. But I'll pay your invoice by the weekend, and then we'll carry on. This won't happen again. See, that's how we all have those ants, ultimately negative thoughts. I do too. You do too, right? The thing is to hurry up and move forward, move past it very quickly. Don't entertain those negative thoughts, because 99% of the time, the negative thoughts we have never come true. Our fears never come true. With positivity, I'm not saying ignore those issues, ignore your fears. I'm saying deal with them. Deal with them and tell yourself, this will go well because I want it to, because I've designed it to, because I'm willing to do the work it takes to make it go well and to make it happen. That's what we have to do, right? The only way to learn to move past those creeping ants, automatic negative thoughts, is to work with a coach. Work with a coach. Even today, I still call my coach, right? So when something happens and I think, Annie, you've really got this wrong. I normally call my coach and say, right, here's what happened. And she'll be like, Annie, what did you do? I'm like, here's what happened. What did you think, Annie? What were you thinking? And then halfway through the conversation, I'll realize that it's my fears that made what happened happen. Or it's my fears that made what I want to happen not happen. You need to work with a coach to unpick our thinking, to unpick our habits, to unpick those ants. And when you unpick them, squash them. Eventually, you get to a place where you can live in peace. That's what positivity really is: a peace of mind. Peace of mind, knowing that you can do anything. Peace of mind, knowing that whatever happens, you deal with it. Peace of mind, knowing that there's nothing too big for you that you can't do. Peace of mind, knowing that today's hardship is merely part of the journey that you can handle. Because God will not give you a task that you can't handle. See, but to truly believe all of that, to truly live with that knowledge, to live with positivity, you need to see the possibilities, which are endless. Why can't you design the next space rocket to the moon? I bet you could if you wanted to. That's positivity for you, but you have to learn how to live that way. I'll leave it there, Mr. Z. I'm trying to find his button. You're funny.
I had to send a round of applause for you, Annie. Mr. Annie, for sharing that with us. So powerful, so many nuggets you shared in there, which was great. And for me, you stress the fact that our belief system is very, very important. And for me, believe it's one of the bedrock. Beliefs and values are one of the foundation of staying positive and being a positive person. Because at the end of the day, what you believe is what you see. What you believe in is what you become. What you believe in is what shapes your reality. I always say this: there is nothing impossible to anyone that believes. So, for the fact that you can believe it, it simply means there are so much possibilities awaiting you. So, positivity for us in this time, staying positive, it's key. It's very important. And when we talk about staying positive, it can be staying in the right environment, being with the right people, the right association, the cycle you keep. Staying there, it's key because the association determines your destination. Sometimes the possibility you want to see is determined by the association you keep. They can either bring you to the possibilities, to the reality you want to see, or they can push you away from it. So staying positive to stay possible, it's something that we have to embrace. Because most times when challenges come, the challenges brings impossibilities. The tough times brings impossibilities. The season of hardship, the season of difficulty that we have to go through, there's so seed of doubts. I love it. Mr. Annie said that. Seed of doubt. You come to a place in your life because of what you're going through, you have doubts. Doubt about yourself, about the vision you think you have. You're like, I thought I had this vision, but now because of the challenges, it's looking blurry. It's looking as if the vision is not clear anymore, because that's what it does. It's looking as if you are not sure of yourself, what you thought you saw, or what you thought you dreamt of, or what you thought you imagined before. Difficult times will make you feel that, wow, I cannot see that anymore. But if there's one thing that gives you clarity in the midst of the difficult times, in the midst of the challenges, is positivity. When you stay positive, it gives you clarity. It gives you a sense of purpose. You are clear about what you want. You are clear about where you are going to. Yes, there are noises. There are challenges. There are difficult times. There are times you feel like giving up, but you know where you are going to. Why? Because you are staying positive. It's a state of mind that we have to groom every day. And for me, I tell you, I would say this: when you're positive, you're possible. Anyone who stay positive and remain positive is any person or anyone that can be possible. Things becomes possible for you. Why? Because you are positive. It becomes possible for you. You can achieve it. You can get there. Your reality is sure. Why? Because what? You are staying positive. There are so many possibilities that comes. For me, I will always say this: for the fact that you can think it, for the fact that that vision, that dream you have can cross your mind, you can conceal it with your mind, it simply means you have the ability for you to achieve it.
That's
Is
so
it a
true.
straight line?
So
No, it's
true.
not a straight line.
Mm.
Challenges will come, life will bend you, life will make you doubt yourself. But because you have a positive mindset, you are staying positive and embracing positivity, it allows you get to your destination, no matter how low or how high the journey might get. Like I
Yeah.
said earlier, staying positive is very important in getting clarity,
Mm.
clarity of who you are, a place of identity, clarity of what you want, and
Mm.
clarity of where you are going to.
Mm.
You avoid the noises
Mm.
because noises does not mean sound. Noises can be distraction. The challenges, the uncomfortable seasons in your life that you might be going through right now that is stopping you from getting to the possibilities that are waiting. So this conversation is a reminder for us. It doesn't matter who you are, it does not matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what you are going through right now. Your life is possible.
Mm.
The dream is possible.
Yeah.
The goals are possible. The
They are.
future you want to see is very possible.
It's right in front of you, Mrs. Z. It's right in front of
Yes,
us. That's the thing.
yes.
You see, I think that, please let me say this, right? We all have that sense, that doubt, that fear,
Mhm.
that questioning when we want to do something big, right? Here's what I've learned in life. It's simply that the first time it's all right to be scared. It's all right to be afraid. It's all right to fear
Absolutely true.
because it'll make you focus, right? But let me
Mhm.
tell you, the first time you do something, you learn something. And the next time you do it, it gets easier. This is why successful
Mhm.
people, those who are successful get more successful. Mike, I'll come to your comments in a second, my friend. You make very, very good comments there, right? And I say, if I use Mike makes songs, he makes music, right? You know,
Yeah.
the first time Mike made a song, imagine what was going through his mind, right? And now, because Mike is about 300 songs in, he knows what he's doing. He knows what's going to happen. He knows where the machine, where his tool is going to screw up. He knows where the tool is going to make a funny noise, and he knows where he's not going to panic. If I bring that to my construction, say decorating project, right? See, I learned many years ago on a building site, everything looks bad until the very last day, the last moment, right? Day before you give the clients the keys, when you should build people's houses, day before you're thinking, we're not going to finish by tomorrow. But once everyone does their bit and everyone clears up their stuff out the way and tidies up the property, you're like, oh, we did. The job is done. You know, maybe not perfectly, but at least the job is done. But now positivity doesn't say we have to be perfect. It doesn't say you have to see all the steps. It just says take the right steps, have in your soul the possibilities of success. That's all that positivity asks of you. And as I say, each time you do it, you experience that success, you learn something. You become less anxious, you become less concerned, less worried, less afraid. And then you just follow the steps again and again and again, and you have success over and over and over and again. Whatever it is you're looking at, my friends. Now, now your point about having a vision, Mrs. Z, if God gives you an idea in your heart, trust yourself, trust God. Mike says, trust God and trust the possibility because He is a creator, right? Mike, I totally agree with you. I say, everything I say is based on the fact that we have to believe in a God, in a good God at that, a God that's on our side, a God that will give us what we want if we have intentionality and a clear focus. And a clear focus, belief, trust in ourselves, and even trusting God to make it happen. Some will argue with you, it's not what we do, it's what God does, right? And I'll say again, you have your other point, Mike. Positivity requires the deep understanding and acceptance of our value. Love thyself, be thyself, and just do. As Nike says, just do it. I said, I know this concept might be hard to grasp. Mike clearly gets it, right? I get it because, like I said, I paid a coach to help me to understand what positivity really is and to make sure that I don't fall into the traps. If you get a chance to invest in yourself to learn to get to work with a mindset coach, then I will always advise do so. Mr. Z talks positivity, he coaches people on positivity. Talk to him. We can live the life that we want, and you'll be amazed what will happen. Don't talk yourself down. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. Don't tell yourself, maybe what if I fail? Even you, I'm possible. Even impossible says I'm possible. I agree. Yes, I remember Paul used to say that all the time. The word impossible, it spells I am possible. Think of that. That's not coincidental, right? Say, let me see. In all honesty, I need to drop my fear of dropping my tracks. Mike, you really do. Mike, read those words to yourself, my friend. You need to drop your fear of releasing your tracks. What's the worst that can happen? You succeed, you go big. You're the next musical star. What else can happen, Mike? If nothing happens, what have you lost? If something happens, you've gained everything, right? So I would love for people to leave this room. Mike, I'd love for you to leave this room and just go and get those tracks out. Get the first one out. It doesn't matter which one. It doesn't matter what you think of it. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks of it. You get it out and see how it performs. That's my calling to all of us here today. Let's go and do. If you think it, do it. Don't think twice. Just do it. What's the worst that can happen? Really. Let's go and do them. Just drop them, Mike. Just drop them, right? Alavine, you're still here. Alavine, how are you doing?
Yes,
Are you still there?
yes, I'm still there. I'm while I was listening to all of you reading comments. I was thinking of something quite interesting about being delusional, and I was thinking of some entrepreneurs or some CEO, some people with big responsibilities in general. They were so positive. Oh, I can do that. It's possible. Yes, I'm a good person, etc. But they were delusional because their body told them another story. Stop. You are in a stress mode. You have to slow down. You need to take some rest. You need to sleep more. But they did not listen to their body because they were too positive. It is not bad to be positive. I'm not saying that. But we need to listen to every signs we have around us. And these same people um, testified later that every signs were around. However, they were too blind too blindsided by their positiveness that they think they were positive, but they understood that they were positive, but with this lack of understanding the reality, without taking into account that they had to take care of their well-being, of their body and their health, and because they did not listen to all of the signs their body had gave them had given to them. So they finished at a hospital with surgeries, etc. And when they arrived at this stage, they lost all of their positivity, and they were like, oh, I can do nothing, I'm a nobody, I'm stupid, or I'm very fool
I'm
because
a failure.
etc.
I'm a failure. I
Yes,
failed. Um,
exactly.
no,
And and from that, some of them said, I had to rebuild everything to understand that positivity is not just simple words. It's it's listening to every signs, taking into account everything, and
yes.
therefore being able to have the right balance between being positive, and understanding that every time we will have challenges, and like that it would avoid being delusional, or let's say falling into traps.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of that, about that,
Mm.
when we were all of you were talking.
Yeah. I think you're very right. So it would be foolhardy, be foolish to just keep doing, when we know, we have to listen to our body, for example, Alavine. We must listen to our mind. I think this is why we have so many mental health issues these days, right? People don't listen to their body or their mind.
Yes.
And they're saying that some let anxiety, fears rule them and overcome them, right? Completely.
Yes.
And so that then they get diagnosed with anxiety. Some others would just let that negativity rule them so much that they become depressed and they get diagnosed with depression. And others would burn themselves out and end up in hospital and have illnesses that makes them no good to themselves. Essentially, they ruin their lives, right? Positivity doesn't mean doing a million things like a whirling dervish, like a whirling dervish, like a spinning, it does spinning machines, right? You have the vision. Like I say, look, I'm doing this 7-bedroom house. I know where I want to get to, right? And I know the steps I need to follow, and I'm following the steps. Every day I sleep. Every day I eat. Every day I drink enough water, right? I'm saying we have to look after ourselves. Every day I call my wife and my son. I'm saying we have to do the right things for us.
Yes.
And positivity causing us to do that, to do those things. The life's not a hurry. Life is it's not about hurrying through things, right? It's about doing the right things, full stop. But
Exactly.
if you don't listen to your so I've got a big sign on my wall at home, Alavine, that says my body does not lie.
Yes.
Again, I learned that from a mindset coach, right? In other words, if you start getting ailments, if I start getting even toothache, right?
Yes.
I know to stop work and rest.
Yes.
If you start getting headaches, stop work, rest. If you start getting backache, I'm saying you can't work when I will pain anyway, right? So you have to learn to listen to your body and rest. But meanwhile, if there's a different way to get what you want done, then do it. Sometimes again, it's people we surround ourselves with. Who are your staff? Who are your friends? Who are your partners? Who are your collaborators? Get them. What can they do that puts less pressure on you? Everything has to come together. But I think maybe at the heart of positivity is clarity of mind. Being clear who you are, what you can do, being clear what those around you can do, and being clear on the steps, how you're going to achieve what you want to achieve. But sometimes you just got to just do one thing at a time. If you can't do it tomorrow, don't beat yourself up. Don't start saying to yourself, I'm a failure. I'm a terrible person. You're not a failure. Life happens, right? The day after, get back on the horse and ride. Go on, please carry on.
Yes, exactly. Exactly that. But I think so. Maybe not just in France, but for as far as I'm concerned, I noticed that a lot of people they are like, oh, I have debt, I have I don't know, insurance to pay, rents to pay, etc. to pay, and bills, etc. And they are, no, I can't stop working. I have to go through that. I have to do this or that, etc. And they don't take care of their health. And the fact is, when we just draw the line, when we just say, you know what, I need my job, that's true, but I also need to have my health, because if I don't stop now, I will
Mm.
lose my health,
Yeah,
plus my job, plus
yeah,
my house, plus
yeah.
everything.
My
And
wife,
we
my
need to.
children.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah,
we need to we need to have the right mindset. Okay, maybe I will lose this job, but I will be able to explain to my next employer why I did lose this job. And if this employer wants to check on my I don't know, credential, etc., with my old employer, he would do it eventually, but at least I would be able to say, I chose my health over a job because I felt that I was failing, my body was failing when I say that, okay.
yeah.
I couldn't keep it up, so I decided
Mm.
to step back in order to take care of my health. And when you explain that people are human, a CEO, your employer, etc. They are a human being before everything. So, I sometimes I had period of times that I did nothing. I mean, no job, nothing, because I felt that my body needed time to
Yeah.
recover, or to just to rest. So I took this time. Yes, some people around me told me, "Oh, you are stupid, you are fool." But I prefer to be seen as a fool and have a good health, over being seen as a successful person but with a very poor health body, etc. So
Mm.
that's
Mm.
my mindset, and I think positivity is about having the right mindset, and without listening to others thoughts, others expectations.
Yeah,
So I
I
think
agree.
that.
I agree. No, look, we just got to do what we got to do. You see, well, look, one thing I need to do, Alavine, is restart my device. My Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Yay! I made my way back. Halavine, you're still here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you for taking
Welcome back.
that. It's a strange
Yeah.
thing when the hosts go away and leave you randomly on stage, right? It's the weirdest feeling in the world. You're like, what am I meant to say now? Yeah.
I wanted to keep talking, explaining things, but I said it's quite better to let Annie come back because Baghdad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Look,
Yes.
I think Mike was saying in the comments earlier about how positivity is love, right? And I think what you were saying essentially is that point, right? And that love must start with us. Your positivity must start with you loving yourself. Otherwise, that's not real positivity. I think that's something else, right? That's doing what others want you to do, and that's chasing other people's expectations. I think we must love ourselves. We must love what we do. We must love, what the opportunities that we have. As you mentioned earlier, when we love the thing, whatever the thing is, in learning English, building a house, putting an event on, writing a book. When you love what you do, and you really want to do it from your heart, it's so much easier, right?
Yes. Everything is easy.
Anything else is just complicating our lives. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy, and it's going to be simple to do. But it just means that it's going to be less stress on your body, less pain for you on your body. Less torturous.
Yes.
Sir Stanley, how are you today, sir?
Doing wonderful. How are you, Annie?
I'm great. Now you're on stage. Welcome. How's your Friday going?
Going very well that I'm here. So being with you guys talking about positivity, so can't beat that.
I think that we were talking about this the other day, weren't we? About the ants.
Yes.
The automatic negative thoughts, and I think it ties in.
Yes, I heard you talking about that. I mean, it's it does.
So of course, power thinking
it's one thing to say, want to be positive, but it's another to be able to ensure that you stay positive by recognizing those curveballs, that are thrown at us by way of these negative thoughts that can trigger certain emotions and trigger us doing something or saying something that we're going to regret and may cause a problem. So we can stay positive by being more in control of those things that can, get us in a different direction. So.
Yeah. Again, I think like I said in power thinking, for me, it was always the 1% that was destroying everything that I had in my mind, right? The way I tell it in events like this is all of us, many people, have big dreams on the first of the month. I'm going to get 20 clients. I'm going to make X amount of money. I'm going to make it happen. Right? And then by the time they get to the 10th of the month, they're thinking, I got no clients, no traction, no responses. Am I sure? And then they start doubting themselves, right? By the time they get to the 20th of the month, they're like, oh, no clients, still no responses. I'm not going to do it. Why do I always lie to myself? And then their positivity goes out the window, right? By the time we get to 25th, they're giving up on themselves. It's not going to happen. It never happens for me. Oh, why do I always get it wrong? And so this is the ants. The ants have invaded our brains. Really, if you think about it that way, right?
Yeah.
I said for me, it was always like 1%. That the client doesn't pay me, so Stanley. I'm like, oh, the client's evil. They hate me. That's why they haven't paid me. Right? It took me a long time to learn stop it, right? Just pick up the phone and call the client and say, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, why haven't you paid me? And normally they'll say to you, I'm going to pay right now. You know, so all that
Exactly.
negativity was totally pointless.
You know, and you just gave a tremendous example of what we were talking about the other day in terms of those automatic negative thoughts and how, you know, our brains are processing these 50,000 thoughts a day, and 70 to 80% are negative. Right? You saw my poll. That 70 to 80% of these thoughts are negative. But here's the key. The key is being aware of what's going on in our heads when it's happening.
Yes.
So you just gave an example. Hey, you know, got an ambitious goal. You know, you're going to get X number of clients, and as the days go on, you're not hitting the numbers that you expected, and then the thinking traps start.
Mm.
And you actually talked about what it looks like, but what is actually happening is there's 8 thinking traps. One is called personalizing, and that is when you beat yourself up too much.
Yeah.
Another is externalizing, when you're blaming. You know, you talk about that example of blaming the client. Then you call, and then they go, okay, yeah, oh, sorry about that. When do I pay? Another is jumping to conclusions without evidence. Oh, well, I guess my product is not great, or the client is not interested, and maybe I need to throw in the towel here. Maybe I need to just, reinvent myself. I mean, and so we fall into these one or more of these traps, and then it triggers an emotion like, anxiety. You know what? My business is not going to make it. If I keep going down this track, or you get angry, why aren't these? I mean, some of these customers or prospects are my friends. Why are they saying no to me? I thought they liked me. So the key is really understanding what is going on so that we can challenge it. No, I'm not going to fall into this, this belief driven by this trap. So yeah, I mean, you started talking about this, and I thought, oh man, I got to come in. Hey, you're right on the money with this, and this is by being aware of those negative automatic thoughts, and then being able to take action and challenge the thoughts and the underlying beliefs that we may have about ourselves. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. You were talking about that. That's a deep rooted belief that has to be challenged, because there are other areas where we may have said, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, and yet we were able to overcome. I remember going from one grade to another grade, and go, oh boy, I'm going to 6th grade. That's going to be really tough. I don't know if I can do it. Or I'm going to college. I'm going to an Ivy League school. I don't know if I can cut it. And then you do cut it, and you graduate. Well, okay. Now you go into a job, your first job. Oh my gosh, they made me a supervisor of the construction crew at the telephone company. And I don't have any knowledge of this stuff, and yet I'm supposed to improve their productivity. I can't do it. I don't know how. And then you do it.
You did. I was mentioning earlier that the important thing is for us to embrace each experience, each opportunity, because once we do it, whatever it is, I've seen for myself, I see every day that once we've done it once, then we can normally put the pieces together and know in our mind what it takes to do it again. Now, of course, some people are thinking you can do stuff and not learn anything, but most people will learn something about the process that they have to go through, right? I used the decorating houses as a perfect example. In construction, everything looks bad until the last day. Everything looks bad. There's holes on field. There's things need painting. Things need to be done. But suddenly, it's almost like magic. Once we say we're going to be out of the house tomorrow and give the client the keys tomorrow, suddenly everything sort of just clicks, because we know what to do. We've done it before, right? clear this up, clear that up, fill that hole, now do this, do that, and it's done. But I think it's also the same in our lives where everything looks bad until the moment of success comes. We don't see the success until it hits us in the face almost, to Stanley. Literally, I think we need to learn that that's how life works.
Exactly.
Because maybe I think others consider progress. Almost we can't see it in ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, if we waste our energy on negativity, in those final phases, either we're not gonna finish, or we're gonna finish and it will be unpleasant, it will be an unhappy experience. Whereas we can't just embrace the reality. Everything's a process. If I just keep following the steps, it will get done. And everyone will be happy.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean, we can say it, we can talk it, but it happens to each one of us. I mean, I've been doing this resilience training for years, and I can't tell you that I don't have any negative thoughts. I just do a better job of now recognizing it. It doesn't mean that I don't dwell on those thoughts, from time to time. I would, and then I have to go, okay, you know what? Let's go back to all of those situations where you're able to overcome, and this is the same. We have to keep working, trying different things, figuring it out, reaching out for help, and you'll get there.
I agree. I agree with you. We're all human, and even the most successful, even the most positive minded, will have moments of doubt, of moments of fear, moments of questioning. But I think the thing that I think we've learned to do, Sir Stanley, is that we've learned to catch those moments, those thoughts.
Yes.
And deal with them. Literally, catch them, flip them. But I think the more we do that again, the easier it is to catch the next one and flip the next one as well.
Yeah.
So it's they say being positive, it's a journey. Maybe I'll end it on this. It's a journey that we all go through. We just need to just learn how that journey really works, and then how we work in that journey.
Yes.
And find a way to give ourselves the best chance, which is by thinking. Power thinking, yeah. You chose a good brand, my friend. You chose a very good name for your company.
Well, I mean, it's from experience and what I've observed with, people, and particularly the people that I've had the privilege to lead, was that each person had power. Remember supervising, managers and having to convince them that no, your people are not just workers on the front line and they need your help, and they all have power, and each has an area where they're absolutely excellent, and the job of the management team is to tap into that excellence and allow these folks to bring the organization up. And that's true for every single person on the planet. There's, there are areas where folks are not so good and they have a low self-efficacy, but then there are areas where they're absolutely outstanding. And folks will tend to overlook that and focus on what people cannot do, as opposed to really finding out where they're excellent and convincing folks that if they're excellent in one area, they can potentially be excellent in other areas as well.
Yeah, again, I think there's an important point there. I think so. We like to dwell on what we can't do. I think I want to believe that we all have something that we can do, like you just said, right? And I think we'll do well to focus on building on that thing that we're very good at. Because that will open doors, and that will also open other skills, other areas of expertise that we can dive into. But again, if we haven't got the skill, let's learn to delegate. I'm going to talk about this soon, I think, in one of my other rooms. we have to learn to delegate, to trust people to do what they're good at. Because that's you can't do it by ourselves. And one hand can't clap. Yeah, I keep hearing that. So it makes perfect sense to me. Look, my friends, so I thank you. I thank you for coming on stage. I'm going to share your video. So Alavine, so I'll give you a chance to. Is there anything? Is there a big message you want to leave us with today? That's for us who are here, for our audience who are watching on replay, for example.
So, if I have a message, it would be that one. First of all, we have to pay attention to the fear traps, okay? But also the culpability traps, because sometimes we feel guilty because we can't afford these things, or it could be a car, for example, or having a better house or better life. And due to that, we settle for less than we are able to do, and we give away our positivity because of the guilty traps. So we talk a lot about fears because it's easy to see that one, okay? Fears, insecurities, anxiety, stress, burnout. It's very easy to see that because if I can say, it is a peak of the iceberg. And I will give this last example from these culpability traps or guilty traps. Um, Years back, some people pressured me to have a job. Without a job, you will not have car, house, etc. So I got a job. Okay, I did not really love that one, but I tried it because I fell into this trap. And after a while, I went through burnout. I burnt literally out, and I had a lot of problems after that. So it is for that I encourage people, yes, to keep let's say digging into their insecurities, anxieties, and fears, but try to see if they don't have some guilty traps. It could be every kind of guilty traps or culpability traps. That's my last word. Thank you for this exchange, this live. It was quite interesting for me.
Thank you again. Stanley talks about traps, thinking traps. You see, they always talk about all the time. But I understand very clearly what you're saying. I think the guilty traps. Normally, they're traumas that we have from a time past, childhood or something else, early privileged experience. And if we don't deal with these traps, they will get us in the end. They will get us. And I laugh, but it's irony I'm laughing at. The guilty traps, that's probably one of the biggest ones. Because if every time you do something or you think something, you feel a pain deep in your soul, you can't just ignore it. So we have to deal with these things. We have to learn to, sometimes I say again, a coach might be the way forward. And it's learning some principles. And I know power thinking helps in with this thinking traps, especially, right? So we do have to deal with our traumas to move forward. So Stanley, what's your final thing that we can take away today?
The final thing is that positivity isn't just positivity. It isn't just being smiling and expecting that everything's going to be great, because we're going to be hit with these incredible curveballs. And so what happens behind the scenes, for those folks who may think that other folks are more positive than they are, is that they may be going through some things, and they're going to be times when they're down, but they're going to have to. And what makes them positive more consistently is that they can recognize, when they may be falling into one of those thinking traps, where they may be doubting themselves, where they may be jumping to conclusions about something, and they will then challenge those, and flip them, and then move faster to positivity than someone else. And then that is the key to the real positive people. It's not that they're always positive. It's just that when they are hit with a setback, and they could be they're temporarily into a depressive state, but they can get themselves together, bounce back faster because they possess, the skills and the strengths of resilience and positivity.
I totally agree with you. And thank you so much. Thank you, Aluvine. Thank you, Sir Stanley. Thank you for those in the audience. I've had to restart my device. I've lost all my comments, but it's fine. So thank you for joining us. Mike, Wisdom, there's many more people that I could thank, right? I know Lisa was here. So Linda was here as well. But thank you all of you for spending your Friday evening with us. We're back again same time next week. If you're watching on the replays, then do connect, like, engage, do what you do, right? Especially if you're on YouTube. So I'm going to show our promo video to Stanley. Do you want to help me introduce it, please? Not the game that you actually hear. Saves me doing it, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. And thank you, Annie, I'm really proud to be a partner with you and sponsoring. Thank you for joining us and using that Power Thinking Corp app. We're kind of sending micro training push notifications to you every day to keep you positive, to help you build on the skills that we talked about. And so this coming up, just kind of give you a summary what the Power Thinking mobile app is all about. It's available, in the Apple store and in the Google Play store. And you should be able to see a QR code where any gets credit. Here's the big thing about this. Everyone will have the ability to make money. 25% of the monthly income that Power Thinking generates will go to you. And when you refer people, you'll be able to make more money. That's the missing piece of this that a lot of folks, have not been able to grasp yet. But this is part of the motivation for doing this, that we can have what I kind of call social capitalism.
I like the idea. It's a wonder. Now, one day, we'll have a conversation. I think, of what are you willing to do for the life you want, really. That's the question, right? Now, my friends, thank you so much. So we're going to end on Power Thinking video. Do download the app and contact Zion if you want some help to apply positivity in your life. You won't regret it. It'll be more than worth it. I promise you. I don't even know what's involved, whether he charges or whether it's free or how he does it. His positivity coaching. But do get in touch with him. In the meantime, download Power Thinking app and begin to get some positivity, some power things, and some mindset strategies that you can implement every day. Bye, everyone. Thanks, Aluvine. You take care. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.
It's time to change the way you think. Download the new Power Thinking Corp app, available now in your app store.